finally made it to a much needed bye week, man. Welcome back to the Houston Texans franchise, guys, on Madden 23. Our Texans sitting at 6-4 on the season. It's been a rough one. It has been a rough start after winning the Super Bowl last year. I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I think it was going to be this tough. We have lost 2 games to the Colts, and as you can see in the AFC South standings, the Colts are starting to run away with the division, 8-2 overall. Now in today's video, we'll go over the first 10 weeks of the season, look at season stats. We'll look at the schedule that's coming up. We'll take a look at potential free agents, the draft, all that good stuff, man. But first, our assistant GM wants to talk. We may want to take a deeper look at defensive tackle Braxton Smith. He's been standing out from other prospects in terms of his football IQ. Perfect. Let me take a look at his tape and scouting report and see if he looks like a good fit. Now, honestly, we don't need another D tackle. We got Christian Barmore, and we've got Calhoun at defensive tackle right now to go along with the reigning defensive player of the year, Jeffrey Simmons. We'll take a look at him and see here in a little bit. So let's take a look at the season stats through 10 games. Caleb Stanford, I think it's a rough start, man. A little sophomore slump for him. 3,363 yards, 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Now, I will say this about Caleb, man. We do have him up to Superstar X Factor. Here's a look at all his abilities right now. He's got dots, quick draw, closer, and a sleight of hand that helps with play action and double moves. But as far as Caleb goes this year, I feel like it's a lot of changes going on around him. Offensive line isn't really blocking the way that they should be. He actually took a step back. He was at 99 throw power last year. Not sure why he's only at 98 this year. The accuracies are pretty solid. I think we might have to start to look to get him outside the pocket the second half of the season. Allow him to use those legs. He's got 84 speed, 84 acceleration. My only issue is that 63 carrying, a little bit concerning, but we need him to step up here in the second half if we're going to make it to the playoffs. The running game, I mean, what else can be said? Dameon Pierce having one of those years again, 1,327 yards, already 17 touchdowns on the year. The big difference this year for him, he's fumbled already 3 times. Here's a look at his superstar ability, which is wrecking ball. He also gets bruiser and bulldozer. Defenses are starting to key in on him. This isn't last year or 2 years ago when he kind of just showed up out of nowhere and, was dominating. This year, it's like teams are like, oh, you want to try to run the ball? Let's stack the box. Proof of that is against the Chiefs where he didn't even get 100 yards. Honestly, as we go into the second part of the season, I want to lower his carries down just a little bit, get Julius Temple more involved. As you've seen through the past couple games, Scotty Miller has stepped up. He's become that third down back that we've been needing. So if we can get Pierce anywhere between like 15, 20, 22 carries a game and allow these other guys to get a lot more touches, I think our offense will be a little bit better. One guy that's kind of started to pull away from the pack and shown that he is going to be a star in this league is Trey Graham. You see the numbers, 91 grabs for 1,279 yards and 6 touchdowns. We moved him to the slot, and he's wide receiver number 1. He's up to superstar abilities now. We got short and elite on him, but it's been an amazing sight to see him on the field. The route running is there. The catching is there. Honestly, I feel like he's really separated himself in the past couple of weeks. I mean, look at the numbers through the weeks. A lot of double-digit catches. He had 14 grabs against the Chiefs. He had 13 against the Colts a couple weeks ago. He had 10 against the Jaguars. The numbers he is putting up, man, he is on an amazing run. And again, he's playing in the slot. What's really helping him out, though, are our outside receivers getting double covered a lot more. Christian Watson, we picked him up a couple weeks ago, right before the trade deadline, 42 grabs, 600 yards, 2 touchdowns. T. Higgins, 35 catches, 465, and 7 scores. With those two big 6'4" wide receivers on the outside, it opens up the middle for Trey Graham just to run wide open. Again, with the route running that he has, the catching ability that he has, he's really starting to separate himself here in the NFL. At tight end, Brevin Jordan, 24 grabs, 364 and a touchdown. He's been hurt here lately. I think he might still be down. We'll have to take a look at that. But again, I think one of the best pickups that we've had all year, Scotty Miller. Taking him from wide receiver and moving him to running back, allowing him to be the third down back, 15 grabs, 209 yards, and 3 scores. He's been with this team for 4 games. 4 games, and he's already shown he's an X factor for this team. Donald Parham, 13 grabs, 168. And then you got Tyquan Thornton, 10 grabs, 85 yards, 2 scores. Damian Pierce out of the backfield, 12 catches for 60 yards. I feel like our offensive line has really taken a step back. Both of our left tackles have given up a lot of sacks. Eldon Jenkins, I don't know what's going on with him. 5 sacks given up, but I feel like a lot of pressure is coming from that right side. Lermy Tunsil's been hurt the past couple weeks. He went down, so that means Brian Scott, the rookie left tackle, has to step in. That's 11 sacks between 3 of our tackles. The rest of the offensive line has only given up 1 sack, and that's James Daniels. So, I mean, we've got to be able to step up in the pocket and throw. Our tackles have to play better. They have to. There's a lot of money locked up between Tunsil and Jenkins. We talked about it at the end of last season that Tunsil might not be back with this team. Depending what's out there in free agency and in the draft, we might look to ship him out. He's got a lot of money that he's got due coming up here in the next couple seasons. I mean, yes, he's a very good player. Very good player. But 21 mil next year, 22 mil in 26, and 24 mil in 27. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. To the defense side of the ball we go. Christian Harris leading the team with 89 tackles. Jabril has 79. Bullard, the guy we traded for from Seattle, he's got 59. Cortland Davidson has 53. Mullen with 52. Savage has 47. Stingley with 40. Julian Love has 39. Jeffrey Simmons 34. Jonathan Grenard has 33. Tavares Branch with 22. You got Paulson with 14. Cashman with 13. And Landry with 12. Now, our defense, I feel like we have not stepped up at all this season. We've had one game where we were like shutting people down. I think we might have a shutout this year. I can't remember. We'll take a look at the schedule here in a few. But we're allowing teams to run the ball a lot more. Secondary's not covering like they're supposed to. Again, this is a young team that won a Super Bowl way too early. Way too early. I knew we had a really good team last year, but I didn't think that the Super Bowl was in our future last year. And I feel like this year we're kind of hungover. It's a hangover. You know what I'm saying? And now we've got a week off to kind of gather ourselves and finish strong. We've got 5-6 games left. This defense has to step up. As you can see, Simmons has 23 TFLs. Grenard has 16. Branch has 13. Sack department, Grenard actually leads the team with 9 sacks. Simmons has 8. Branch with 4.5. Calhoun with 1.5. And Van Buren has 1. Barmore, who we picked up in free agency, does not have a sack at all this year. He only has 2 tackles. Turnover department, Trayvon Mullen, almost double-digit interceptions. He has 8. Stingley with 4. Peppers has 3. And Davidson has 2. One thing I started to notice a lot the past couple weeks, teams are really starting to key in on Cortland Davidson. They are going after him. They're staying away from Stingley and Mullen, and they are keying in on Cortland Davidson. I think he's a really good player. 94 speed, 82 man. He's got solid press coverage. Acceleration's kind of slow. Agility's kind of My thinking now is that we might have to move him to like a free safety or a strong safety spot. He's 6'4", or 6'3", 188. I mean, we might have to ship him. We might have to not ship him out, but like move him to a different position where he can play a little bit over the top, or he can play like a tight end. My only concern is we also picked up Jalen Bullard, who's 6'4", 182. So we've got 2 corners that are 6'4". Bullard's a little bit slower, 90 speed, 91 acceleration. It's got 78 man coverage. I like having the tall corners. I really do. I don't know, but I just know teams are really starting to look at Davidson and are really going after him in coverage. And I don't know if it's how I've got my coverage set up, but he's ended up playing some of the best receivers, and he's getting torched. And then he might play, I don't know, like a third down or a third string, fourth string wide receiver, and they're getting loose. And he's got good man coverage. So I don't know, maybe it's an adjustment that we need to look into. But we've got to get it figured out, because if they're going to target the Cortland Davidson, whoever Cortland Davidson is covering, we might have to look to shade more coverage, like zone coverage that way, like a safety, or like in our sub package, help him out with one of our linebackers. All right, kicking game, Kai Fairbairn doing this thing, man. Perfect across the board on field goals and extra points. Cameron Johnston, 21 punts, 912 yards, 4 of which are inside the 20. Keeney, he's doing solid. I'm not disappointed. I'm not too mad at how he's returning kicks. I still think he needs one. I think he's due for a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown. Now, taking a look at our ranks, we've got the number 1 scoring offense with the number 1 passing offense and the second best rush offense in the game. But on the flip side, defense is struggling so bad right now. We are ranked 29th in giving up points, 31st against the pass, but we're right in the middle of the pack, giving up just less than 100 yards. Compared to last year, this is a whole different team. I felt like last year when we got to our bye week, we were number 1 in everything. So this is kind of disappointing. Defense is really something it's really something that's going to have to step up here in the last part of the season. Coach, you're in second place in your division and getting some time off this week with a bye. Any special plans for the week off? We need to be firing on all cylinders coming out of the bye, so we're sticking to the grind. I don't want these guys rusty or sluggish because of time off. And I think keeping the routine will help. Extra work put in during the bye week has paid off, 500 XP for all players. But with no week off, your players were unable to recuperate. -7 stamina for all players in the next game. So let's take a look back at the past. So let's look back at the past 10 weeks. Like I said, it's been an up and down season. We come out in week 1. We were the Thursday night game. It was ring night in Houston, and we lost to the Colts. And that was a rookie quarterback that came in and beat us. Damian Francis is really balling. He is really playing very well for this team. Caleb had a terrible game. What was he? 16 of 27. He threw 2 picks. The run game, like Jonathan Taylor had a monster day. He averaged 9 yards a carry compared to Damian's 4. Michael Pittman had a day. DJ Chark had a day. And I mean, it was just bad all around for our team. But thankfully, we were able to bounce back. We beat Seattle in Seattle. Then we came back home and blanked the Cardinals 38-0. But then we were out on the road on a Monday night game, taking on the Bills, and we got routed 47-28. Again, another 2 interceptions for Stanford. He threw for 420, though. Pierce went for 146, but we gave up 3 rushing touchdowns to Devin Singletary and then 2 passing touchdowns from Josh Allen. We can't do that kind of stuff against these good teams, man. I mean, 30 points in the second half. 30 points in the second half. That's just ridiculous. It did not get any better as we took on the Chargers. And look at that second quarter, man. 21 points for the Chargers in the second quarter and 17 in the fourth. We blanked them in the first and the third, but money time, we just couldn't close the game out. Herbert, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and Stanford threw 4 picks that game. Pierce went for 129. But again, mistakes, too many turnovers. You will never win a football game with that many turnovers. But then it felt good. We started to kind of click a little bit, right? We returned home, taking on the undefeated Chiefs at that time, and we beat them 41-31. And then we handled business against the Titans the following week, 45-24. But then it was that rematch with the Colts. And I really thought we had this game won. I really did. I was like, we're hanging with them. We battled all the way back. And then the end of the third quarter happened. I mean, we gave up 24 points in the second half, And it's just we can't play like that, man. We can't. We had 4 turnovers this game, 3 of which came from Stanford. And again, Pierce gets outrushed by Jonathan Taylor. We were back. This is the game where we were right there. We were right there. And then Trey gets hit and fumbles the ball. And that was the momentum shift. And that's what changed the game. It's like plays like that kind of just mess everything up for us. But, we had to put that behind us. We finished the first part of the season with 2 wins against the Jags and the Falcons on the road. And now we've reached our bye week. But when we come back, it doesn't get any easier. We're out in LA to take on the Rams on a Sunday. And then we've got the Jaguars at home after that. A Sunday night matchup with the Bengals. It's a short week because then we turn around and play the Niners. They have a really good defense. That's the home finale. And in the last 3 games of the season, we're on the road, taking on Vegas, Tennessee, and Denver. So yeah, not a really strong schedule for us, or not a favorable schedule for us. But we're gonna be fighting for our playoff lives right now. All right, so let's take a look at the standings in the AFC right now. The Bills, undefeated, 9-0 on the season, running away with the AFC, man. But right behind them are the Chiefs, or the Colts and the Chiefs, 8-2 overall. We beat the Chiefs. We're 0-2 versus the Colts this year. So you're probably looking at 1-2, 1-2-3 right here. The Bengals are 7-3. You got the Chargers at 6-3. The Broncos are 6-3 as well. And then we're sitting here at 6-4. We still have to play the Bengals. We still have to play the Broncos. We take on the Raiders, who are 5-4. But then we have the Jags, who are down here, and then we play the Titans too. So, we're gonna be scrapping for the rest of the playoffs or the rest of the season to get into the playoffs. Those 2 losses to the Colts hurt. That hurt us bad. Here's a look at the full NFL picture. Bills, best record in the NFL right now. You got the Rams at 7-2. We take them on as soon as we get back from our bye week. Yikes. And they just picked up Justin Fields. I just thought about that. Okay. Got the Colts 8-2, Chiefs 8-2, Bengals 7-3, Chargers 6-3, Broncos 6-3, Niners are 6-4. We take them on as well. We're sitting at 6-4. Here are the Giants 5-4, Cowboys 5-4, Panthers 5-4, Raiders 5-4. We take them on later this year. Commanders are 5-4, Packers are 5-4. So it feels like the AFC is the best conference right now. A lot of good teams in the AFC. Just a couple teams in the NFC. One team in the NFC, really. Yeah, one NFC team, 2 NFC teams, 3 NFC teams. 3 NFC teams in the top 10. The rest are AFC squads. The AFC is going to be a hard conference to get out of this year. So let's start looking ahead to the offseason. A few guys here who need to be re-signed. We'll start things off at the top. Tyquan Thornton is going to be looking for a new deal. We're probably not going to re-sign him. I like the group that we have. The top 3 receivers we have are really good. Dean Leonard might be somebody we look to bring back at the end of the season. 6'1", 194, solid depth at corner. Scotty Miller, I am 100% in on bringing back Scotty Miller. I think at the end of the year we go ahead and bring him back, lock him in. He's a difference maker at running back / wide receiver for us. Kyrie Joyner, I think we can let him walk. He wants a lot of money to play backup. Cam Van Buren, I like this kid. I really do. And I think he's kind of like a project corner for us, 5'10", 210. 93 speed with 71 man. I would love to get him on the field a little bit, but I feel like the man coverage, the 71 man coverage would hurt us. Tyreek Woolen, I think we're going to let him walk this year. He just hasn't developed like I was hoping he would. And then Justin Britt, our backup center, it's going to be 35, so we'll probably be looking for a new backup center, either through the draft or free agency. And then Farrell Brown, we'll probably let him walk. I'm debating between bringing back Donald Parham as well. So we might have a couple guys that are going to be let go. There's still a couple guys. I think Dean Leonard, Scotty Miller, and Cam Van Buren are 3 guys that we can bring back out of this group. So as we look ahead to next season, only 24 mil under the cap. That's why I was thinking we might have to start moving and shaking on some of these guys. We're going to lose Thornton probably. I'll probably look to move Emmett Crowder. We'll keep our big three wide receivers. Farrell Brown, that contract is coming off the books, which is good. I mean, I didn't realize he was making $4 million to sit on the bench. Donald Parham going to be making 3.7, so we might look to move him. This contract is the one that we're really going to have to look to move on from, probably Lermy Tunsil. As he gets older, you already know he's going to regress. He'll be 32 going into next year. I'm not sure what we do, though, because there's not a lot of left tackles that are going to be available in the draft here in a few minutes. There's a couple guys that could be solid players, but there's a couple guys that are going to be developmental players. I just don't think that Brian Scott is ready to take that next step just quite yet. Kenyon Green, I think we're locked in with him. He's got superstar development. Josh Roden, he's got star development. Adam Rowe might be somebody that we look to move on from. When he lost his star development at the end of his first year, he kind of just started to regress even more, starting to get injured a lot. James Daniel has been a great pickup, and he's locked in for the next 2 years. And then we've got Adam Hitchens and Elgin Jenkins on the right side. Again, he's got to step up this year. We paid a lot of money to bring him here, and he hasn't really lived up to that this year. Not too much movement on the defensive side of the ball. Barmore might be somebody we look to move on. I really like how George Calhoun has been playing the past couple weeks since he's been out. And I mean, as you can see, that's a lot of money, $9 million going into, or almost $10 million. So we could probably ship him out and get a nice draft pick for him. Linebackers, I think we're straight. We just paid Christian Harris a lot of money, man. He's going to be he's probably the top paid defensive player in the league right now. See, right there, we're cool. Corner, a little concerning because at the end of next season, we're going to have to pay Derek Stingley. And he's going to want a fat contract. And I think he deserves it. In all honesty, I think he's going to deserve it. Like I said, Woolen's probably going to walk. We'll probably bring back Van Buren and Leonard. We picked up Darnell Savage through a trade. He's locked in for 2 years, so that's good. And then we've got Jabril Peppers. He'll be 30 next year. He's got the superstar development. He's been playing solid for us. I'm not sure. We'll have to see if he regresses any. Julian Love, it was just a bad pickup for us. So we'll probably look to let him go at the end of the year. And that's it, man. Honestly, in free agency, there's not too much that's going to be there. Again, I think one of the targets probably position-wise for us is offensive line. And as you can probably tell, and you can probably guess, not a lot of left tackles are going to be in free agency. The only player that has not been signed that's not signed a deal yet is Orlando Brown, the left tackle from Kansas City. And honestly, I feel like if we picked him up, he'd be a step back from Tunsil. He's a great run blocker, but that pass block is concerning. So I wonder if we flip and put Brown at right tackle and then put Jenkins at left tackle. But this is probably the only guy. And if he signs a deal, then we're going to be out of luck. I mean, you got Donovan Smith. He's going to probably be a free agent. But again, I mean, that's a huge step back from what Lermy Tunsil is. We could probably make a trade for somebody on a team that's looking to kind of rebuild. If we send them some picks, allow them to clear up some cap space. But do we want to pay that hefty toll to bring in a player like that at left tackle? So we got a lot to think about there. Also, another position that we have to think about is strong safety. Might look to do something with the Falcons. They've got Kyle Duggar here. I was actually thinking about picking Duggar up through free agency a few years ago. 90 speed, 82 zone, 74 tackle, 88 hit power. Now, again, a bit of a step back for what Peppers brings, but he's younger. by not much though, not by much. Actually, they're about the same age. So Duggar's an option. I mean, we could always look the route of Jamal Adams. I mean, he's on a team that's trash. I mean, the Seahawks are not good, and I'm sure at some point they're going to look to start rebuilding that defense. Just depends on, again, he's over 30, so it depends on how bad that regression is to go after him. But honestly, there's not a lot of holes in our team. If you look up and down our roster, we have a lot of talent on this team. It's just about putting everybody together and playing a full game. We'll play a good first couple quarters, 3 quarters, but then the fourth quarter, this team kind of falls apart. So we're going to have to figure out how to flip that switch when we need to go out here and get these wins so that we can lock in a playoff spot. So before we get out of here, let's take a look for the first time at this draft class. And man, if we were in the market for a quarterback, there are 5 first-round projected quarterbacks this year. Starting things off with Michael Springs from Massachusetts, 6'6", 235 pounds. He'll take calculated risk as a passer, beautiful spiral on all his passes, gets rid of the ball at first sign of pressure, does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Vast majority of his success comes while in the pocket. Quick, compact throwing motion. All right, he's got A to C deep, B to D medium, B short, and A under pressure. He's a righty. He's got great to elite throw power, great to elite strength. Not that speedy. Okay. I mean, this seems like a solid QB. He seems real. He's got C throw on the run, B play action, and at 6'6", somebody's gonna be lucky. It said the Lions, the Raiders, and the Packers. Then you've got another top 5 quarterback and Trey Barrett, an improviser from Memphis, 6'4", 228, another top 5. Abandons initial reads in favor of the check down, beautiful spiral on all passes, stands tall in the pocket and always aware of pressure, does well to avoid sacks, plays well within and outside the pocket, fast over the top style motion. Okay, so that means he's got a great release. Great to elite throw power, great strength, decent to solid speed, good to great change of direction, good to great agility, and great to elite acceleration. Yo, he's got A awareness, A break sack, B play action, A to C deep, B to D medium, A short, A to C throw on a run, A under pressure. And he's 6'4", 228. Here's another first-round quarterback, and Stephen Cook from Indiana State, 6'4", 233. Whether the window is open or closed, he's slinging it. Beautiful spiral, gets happy feet, and feels non-existent pressure. So that's going to drop him down a little bit. Does well to avoid sacks by throwing the ball away. Gets outside the pocket. And a quick release. Okay, great to elite throw power, great to elite strength, poor to marginal speed. So he's not really going to get outside the pocket much. He's got A deep, B medium, and A to C short, B under pressure. So I feel like the top 3 picks this year might be quarterbacks. But then you've got another one here. And Seth Michael from Georgia Tech, 6'4", 233. I mean, 4 first-round quarterbacks? That's crazy. Takes calculated risk. Throws a beautiful spiral ball. He'll stand tall and he's aware of pressure. Does well to avoid sacks. Good inside the pocket. 3-quarter and quick throwing motion. Good to great throw power. Great strength. Great to elite strength. Marginal to decent speed. Marginal to decent agility. Poor to marginal acceleration. He's got B deep, A to C medium, and C short. So he might be the last of the quarterbacks taken. He's got A under pressure. So from his stuff, his traits and his skills, it seems like he's going to be more like on the normal side, normal development, probably a backup quarterback at some point. I mean, you've got another quarterback here, second, third round. You've got Roy Clinton, third to fourth round. It's a deep draft for quarterbacks. Running back, got one in the top 5. This is Alex Meadows from Penn State, 5'10", 230. Shows decent awareness to protect the ball when getting hit. Needs to work on simple concentration drops. That means he's not that good out of the backfield. Fights for every single inch as a runner. Avoids big hits following catches. Excels at creating yards after the catch. 5'10", 230. He's 23. Great to elite strength. Decent to solid speed. So that means he's going to be in like the 80 range. Like the way he sounds and the way he's like rated, it sounds like he's going to be close to what Dameon Pierce is right now. Solid to good agility, good to great acceleration. B ball carrier vision, B to D carrying, C to F catching traffic, C to F catching. He's got F on the juke move. He's got an A stiff arm and a B trucking with a B spin move. A to C pass block, that's not bad. But he's B to D medium route running, C to F short route. Okay. I mean, I don't see how he's top 5. Then you've got David Jackson from Michigan, 5'9", 207. He's projected to go first or second round. Max Phillips, an elusive back from Oklahoma State, 5'11", 210. Enrique Murray from Boise State, projected to go first or second round. Wide receiver, only 2 projected first-round wide receivers, starting off with Marco Bowden from Clemson, 6'1", 198. And again, I don't see it. He's 23, needs to work on simple concentration drops, exceptional body control on the sidelines, fights for every single yard as a catcher, or fights for every single inch as a runner, no issues climbing the ladder to make catches, avoids big hits following catches, excels at creating yards after the catch, shows good discipline and won't get flagged much. But let's look at his physical traits first. He's got solid to good speed, great to elite acceleration, solid to good agility, solid to good change of direction, solid to good jumping. But when you look at his skills, you guys tell me, I don't see it. He's got D catching traffic, D catching, C deep route. He's got A spec catch, C release, B to D medium route, and B to D short route. I feel like this guy's going to be a bust. And if he goes first round, I think he goes late first round. But then you got Jermaine Royster from Georgia, 6'4", 215, 21. Needs to work on simple concentration drops, exceptional body control on the sideline, fights for every single inch as a runner, no issues climbing the ladder. He avoids big hits, excels at creating yards after the catch, and shows good discipline and won't get flagged much. He has solid to good speed, great to elite jumping, and then marginal to decent acceleration and agility with good to great change of direction. Now, if you look at here, Mel Kiper has top fits as us, the Cowboys, and the Lions. Again, I don't see it. C short route, D medium route, A to C release, B to D catching, B to D deep route. I don't think we go after him at all. I really don't. I think the best receiver in this group is somebody late. I mean, Deron Norwood looks like he's going to be a monster. From Texas A&M, 6'4", 227. He's got solid to good speed, solid to good agility, marginal to decent acceleration. He's got A catching traffic, A to C catching, B deep route, A to C medium, B to D release, and then he's got A short and A spec catch. This kid's going to be something special, man. I think he might be the best receiver out this group. Here's a look at the tight ends. No tight ends really jumping off the page this year. You got Cordell Callaway from Oklahoma, 6'2", 258. He's the number 1 tight end in this group. Tyler Tomlinson from Virginia Tech, and then Bryce White from Oregon, 6'3", 264. Andrew Walton from Notre Dame. You know, Notre Dame is a factory for tight ends. He's expected to go third or fourth round. Here's a group that we've really been doing our homework on. The left tackle position, actually all of the offensive line. The number 1 left tackle right now is Cameron Clifford from Washington State. He's projected to be a first round, but he's got second to third round talent. We've already fully scouted him. A pass block with D run block. That run block concerning. We've got Donnie Reiner from LSU, 6'5", 308. He's got B pass block with C run block. You've got Jalen Shivers, probably Shivers, Then you got Jalen Shivers from Oregon State, 6'4", 311. He's projected first or second round with round one talent. He's got C pass block with B run block. But this is the guy I like. Joshua Perry from Florida. He's 6'4", 313. A impact block with B pass block and B run block. Projected to go first or second round. He's got solid to good strength, good to great speed. And that's really all you need. Acceleration is great to elite. I'm interested to see what his pass block finesse is going to be. His pass block power is only a C, and his run block power is only going to be a C to a D, but he's got A run block finesse. So he's going to be a good pickup for somebody, man. Now, I don't know if we're going to be able to get him because that's a little early for us. Then you got Dion Moore down here. He's got A pass block with C run block. I'm interested to see. He has marginal to decent strength. I need somebody who's got like elite strength. This dude has F run block, poor to marginal strength. You can't play You can't play offensive line and have poor strength. That's just not a thing. Now, if we're looking to upgrade right tackle, Dwayne Waddell from Notre Dame is probably the best guy on the board. He's expected to go top 5. He is 6'7", 324 pounds, 21 years of age. Great to elite strength. There he is. Good to great change of direction, marginal to decent acceleration, decent to solid speed. But this is, oh my God, his numbers are his attributes are crazy. A impact, A awareness, A lead block, B pass block power, B run block power. He's going to have C to D run block finesse, and pass block finesse is a C. Again, with that great to elite strength, I think this guy is going to be like star or superstar development. But as a top 5 projected pick, unless we give up a lot to go get him, he's not going to be on the board. But another option would be Antonio Chisholm from North Carolina, 6'5", 328, 22. I like his stats. He's solid to good strength, solid to good speed, marginal to decent acceleration, solid to good agility. He's got A awareness, A to B impact block. Can't go wrong with either one of those. A to B lead block. Can't go wrong with that. He's got B pass block, C pass block finesse, B pass block power. He's got B run block, C run block finesse, and then B run block power. C stamina though. Again, if we decide to get rid of Tunsil and move, Jenkins over to left tackle, Chisholm could be somebody we look to move into that right tackle spot. This guy, Carlos McMillan. Okay, 6'6", 310 from Miami. He's not bad. Marginal decent strength. That's why I really didn't like him. Okay, he's got solid to good speed, great to elite jumping, great to elite agility, great solid to good acceleration, solid or good to great change of direction. Okay, hold on, guy. I might have to rethink this. A awareness, A impact block, B lead block, B pass block, B pass block finesse, C run block power or pass block power, B run block, A run block finesse, but he's got D run block power. So it's his strength. It's his strength, which, if he's a solid player and we get more training into him, we could work on that power, kind of like what we're doing with our center right now. Now, defensively, I would like to add one more pass rusher to go along with Branch and Grenard. There isn't really one jumping off the page at the moment. A lot of these guys have F block shedding or D block shedding. Danny Shipp might be somebody, but he's more built like a D tackle. He's 6'3", 301. I want somebody who's going to be like a speed rusher. We go to the right side, and you've got Jacoby Thorne. He's 6'4", 309. A lot of these guys are built like D tackles. So we might have to look at like outside linebackers and try to convert them into defensive ends. At D tackle, if we decide to get rid of Barmore, there's a couple guys here. You got Tom Robinson from Alabama, 6'4", 307. He's got A power move and A tackle with C block shed. Then down here later, second, third round, you got Antonio Coleman, 6'6", 301. This kid's going to be nice. Nice. Okay. He's got good strength, good to great strength, solid to good speed, good to great acceleration, solid to good agility. I'm excited about the A to C block shed, B finesse. I'm not too concerned about the hit power. He's got B to D play rec, B power move, A tackling, C to F pursuit, C to F stamina. Again, we're just looking for rotational players, depth players, especially at D tackle. Jeffrey Simmons, and if we decide to get rid of Barmore and go with Calhoun, I think those two would be solid starters for us. But I want to get more of a rotation going on that defensive line, and bringing in Coleman, especially in the second or third round, would be a great get. All right, let's see if we can find a speed rusher here. Alex Cunningham, 6'4", 244 from LSU. B block shedding, A to C pursuit. Okay. Greg Grant from Texas A&M, 6'1", 235. A to C block shed, A pursuit, A to C tackle. This guy might actually be somebody we look at. Rodney Carlisle from Michigan, 6'5", 241. Physical player who delivers bone-crushing hits, savvy defender with the ball in the air, has a motor that runs through the whistle, often looks to rip the ball from the runners. Okay. Lacks discipline, resulting in avoidable penalties. Loves to utilize a spin as a counter move. Has a swift arm over move in his arsenal. Will utilize power and leverage to bull through pass protectors. All right, marginal to decent strength, solid to good speed, solid to good jumping, solid to good acceleration, marginal to decent agility. As a day 3 guy. He's got D power move, B pursuit, B tackle, A to C block shed, B to D finesse move. Okay. Might be somebody we look at. I like the size of 6'5". That's kind of our defensive end size. We really don't need a corner. Even though corner is kind of, there's like 3 first round projected corners this year. Robert. There's 3 projected corners to go in the first round this year, starting things off with Marquise Roberson from Texas, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's more of a zone cover corner, it looks like. You got R.J. Pruitt from Georgia, 6'3", 199, man coverage corner. Okay. Oscar Barton from Kansas State, 6'1", 201, man cover corner. You got Rayshawn Tompkins from Purdue, 6'2", 208. If anything, I would like him. He's got A to C man coverage, B catching, A press. Okay, project to go second or third round. Free safety. Nobody really jumping off the page here. I mean, maybe Gerald Folk from Tennessee, 6'1", 221. He's got B to D man coverage, B to D zone. Strong safety, Andrew Little might be the best one out the bunch. He's got B hit power, B man coverage, B tackle, C zone coverage. So here's a look at our board right now. A lot of offensive linemen here. A lot of guys that we think that can, play a couple different positions. We could shift some guys from like linebacker down to defensive end. We are definitely looking for another pass rusher to go along with the 2 guys that we already have. And then depth at D tackle. We want to build that back up and maybe find a replacement for Jabril Peppers in the draft. So that's a solid look at that's a good look at our draft board. Building towards the future, we've got a lot of picks this year too. So we're looking at mock draft 2. Number 1 player going off the board is Oscar Stripling, outside linebacker from Oregon. There's Dwayne Waddell, the guy that we were talking about at right tackle. There's Marquise Roberson. So right now, the CPU. So right now, it looks like they've got us drafting Alan Spittle from Utah, 6'4", 269, a speed rusher, but he's got a day 3 grade on him. I feel like there's other guys that we could be targeting at that spot. All right, so there goes our bye week out the window. Now it's time to get back focused, man. We've got a road game headed out to La La Land to take on the 7-3 Rams. Now, again, look at the AFC South. The Colts, 9-2 on the season. I think they're riding like a 6-game win streak right now. If we're going to look to get into the playoffs, we got to scrap. We got to be ready to fight. Jalen Ramsey and the boys, not going to make it easy on us, but I feel like we could come out and really set the tone for the second half of the season, man. Our playoff lives depend on it. So let's go out here and handle business.
Big shout out to all the members that support this channel. If you would like to become a member, check out the link down below.